Alright, so we're here in the field. I've got my drone. I know this is not quite the mining site that we had a moment ago, but it'll do the job for the training. So I've got my drone here, and I want to show you quickly how to power on. There is a button in the back, one push and hold, and the drone will power on or make that little noise. That way we have the drone. This is the first thing I've done. I've got my SD card locked in, my drone power is turned on, and at this moment the drone is going to be collecting the satellite information. So the next thing will be to get my controller. Alright, so we're back here in the DJI screen. I've got my drone powered on, I've got my controller and my mission programmed. So if I was in a fly-by-hand situation, I would go down there to enter camera view, but right now we're going to fly this as a flight route, so I'm going to go back to my flight route. And I see the SAN-R mission that was saved from the example. I'm not in that area currently, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go down here to Fallbrook and actually fly this area. This is close by where I am right now. So we see, if we zoom in using our fingers, we see the green lines. Each one of those represents one of the flight lines for the drone. If I scroll in a little bit more, I'll see the actual neighborhood. The arrow itself is the drone and the direction it's pointing towards. In this case, a little bit south-west. My home location and my controller location. Everything seems to be tip-top shape. I've got 22 satellites up there at the top, 54% battery. And if I tap the little screen on the bottom left, I can see my camera view. So we'll come back to that in 1 second. I'm going to go back to the map. I'm going to click the Fallbrook button at the top left, just to confirm what I'm going to be flying. This is a bit of a bigger mission here. That's okay. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to tap on that blue button with the circle and the triangle next to Fallbrook. I'm going to say restart on this one because this is a previous mission, but I'm just going to pick up and start that all over again. And scroll my screen down all the way down to that little button that says next to the big black button right there. And I know that the overlap is only 80%. I set it to 75-70. That was my preference. Upload flight mission. Okay, everything looks like it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button now.
Moving to start point.
And my drone is taking off.
Updated. Moving to start point.
And my drone is taking off. The drone is in the air and it is now flying down to that area, and it is about to start the mission once it gets to that start point.
Arrived at start point. Starting task.
Okay, we see the drone is actually flying its mapping mission now. It's going through executing the mission itself, taking the photos. The blue arrow is following that green line very precisely. We notice that at the top left, it's telling us how much percent of our flight has been done. If we tap on that, we can see how many photos, how much time is left. At the top of the screen, we see a 1640. That's kind of a general sense of how much battery we have left for the mission. If I scroll over a little bit more, this battery has about 47% left, so we're looking at maybe 15 minutes in general. I'm going to tap on the, zoom out a little bit, I'm going to tap on the little icon there at the bottom left and bring up my photo view. So now what we're seeing is the drone taking the pictures. This is the view from the camera. This is a live view. Every time the screen pauses, that's the drone taking a picture, snapping a photo. So we're getting each one of those photos captured at a very precise location and time as the drone is in flight. And so the drone is flying all this mission autonomously, following along those green lines. Once it gets down to the edge, it makes 2 90-degree turns and comes back. Every one of those lines very precisely outlined in this mapping mission. So at this point, what we're seeing is the drone flying back to home. When a mission is complete, it will come back to you, and it will fly back to the home location. That is the standard procedure for when a drone is completed with its tasks. The last thing for it to do is to return home. It'll go up to altitude, come horizontally directly over the same spot that it took off from, and come down and land. And so that's what we're seeing right now. That little beeping sound is indicating. We just heard it tell us landing. It's repositioning its orientation, and it is now coming down at us.